Alright, this is Cody's Corner, and I'm sitting here with Turk from the Morning Bounce. So how's it going, Turk?
Going great. How about yourself?
I'm very good, thank you. So let's get started here, shall we? So what was your first job ever?
First job ever?
Remember back
McDonald's.
McDonald's, oh.
Yeah, I was 15, and I had to have a school permit to actually work, and they didn't let me in the back flipping burgers or anything, so I had to actually work the register.
Oh,
yeah. Long time ago.
Yeah?
Long time ago.
Jeez. You mind saying how long ago? No, I'm joking.
Yeah, it was a long time ago. We'll just say that.
Alright. So, tell me, how'd you get your start in radio?
I got my start in radio. I was actually going to go to the military is what my plans were. I didn't really know what I wanted to do right out of high school, so I was thinking about doing that, and my mom really wanted me to go to college, so
yeah.
she pushed me into going into college, and that's what I did. And when I got there, they had a radio program and everything. They had a radio station in the school, so I checked into it and started working with audio editors and stuff like that, and realized, putting things together was a lot of fun. So it wasn't initially even talking on the radio that got me interested. It was kind of more behind the scenes things.
Okay.
Like, splicing audio, putting it together, making commercials and promos and things like that. So doing that kind of got me very interested in the whole field. And then eventually I got on the air, and then I was like, okay, this is what I want to do.
Yeah, you got to start somewhere, right?
Yeah, you got to start somewhere.
For sure. So, how long you been doing it for?
11 years.
11 years?
11 years, yep. Started on weekends, and then after weekends, kind of just climbed my way up to nights to afternoons to mornings.
Wow, that's pretty awesome. It's a long time. Are you still loving it?
It's been a journey, yeah. Yeah, definitely loving it. You can never get tired of radio. It's
always something different, right?
Always something different. It's a complete lifestyle. It's not something you shut off. You don't just go to work, get in the studio, do your thing, and then leave and then shut it off and go back to your regular day. Like, everything about your entire life, 24 hours a day, will somehow come back to radio.
Okay.
Whether you're at the grocery store and then all of a sudden you start talking radio, or if you're at a party, you start talking radio, you just find yourself never, ending with it.
Right on. So, now we're going to get on to one of my favorite things you guys do on the bounce there. So tell us about War of the Roses.
War of the Roses, well...
I enjoy that.
Yeah, War of the Roses is, it's kind of out there. It's, it's stories from people who have complicating relationships, I guess. We don't quite do it anymore, due to the fact, we found that it's more... Yeah, it's a little more hurtful. At first we started playing it, and then we realized, okay, it's maybe not the route the morning show wants to go. It's not something we really wanted to attach ourselves to. We're more about having fun and everything, so when we realized that it's just kind of an image we don't want, we detached ourselves from it. So it was good while it happened, but we kind of moved on.
Okay, yeah.
And we replaced it with Crank.
Oh, Crank, yeah.
Crank, obviously, was already there and hot. It was a well feature, but we decided to do Crank 3 times a week rather than 2 times. So.
Perfect. I love Crank.
Yeah, it's great.
Really funny.
It's a lot of fun doing it.
Especially to get some of the people that get really angry at you.
Yeah.
Hanging up because they keep calling them back.
That's right. Getting them to their boiling point. The best.
Yeah. So, how is it working with Ann and Alex?
Where do I start? No, it's great.
It's not that bad, eh?
No, it's great. It's a great way to start your morning. We tend to see each other more than we really see other people. They're much a part of my life as my girlfriend is, and brothers and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I probably talk to them more than I actually talk to family.
Okay.
But no, it's great. It's fun. It's a lot of laughter. Behind the scenes is probably a lot more fun than what you would hear on the radio. Because once the microphones go off, it's either we're giving Anna a big hard time, or we're giving Alex a hard time because he likes weird movies or something like that.
What a weirdo.
Yeah.
What a weirdo, right?
Yeah. But no, it's a pleasure working with him.
Yeah, right on, man, right on.
It was a lot funner than doing afternoons alone, I'll say that.
Yeah.
So,
Especially with the crew you got.
yeah, it's
Nice.
great. Great fun.
Yeah. So, how has social media helped your guys' profession, especially in the 2012?
Social media, it's huge. It's big for radio,
Yeah.
big for TV. Just another way to reach a core demographic. Obviously, there's so many things out there that people are distracted with, whether it's cell phones, internet, or even iPods or anything like that. So any way we can connect with our listeners to still engage with them, is always a plus for us. And social networking is great. We can communicate with them while on the show and even off the show. A lot of times listeners write us and ask us questions. If they miss something, they know that they can always reach us. Sometimes you may not know an email address or where to even go for an email address, but logging on to Facebook, you instantly know you can find Turk, Anna, or Amateur Alex easily, write us easily, and we're gonna reply easily as well. But it's also a great way to promote what we're doing. If we're giving away $10,000 on the radio and you didn't hear it because you didn't have a chance to hear it this morning, or you may have slept in or something.
On Facebook or Twitter.
Yeah, you log on and there it is. Boom. So it's been a big plus. It's and it's continuing to grow, and the fan base is growing every single day with it as well. So anything that helps us connect with our listeners is great. So.
Thanks. Right on. So, what do you see yourself doing in the future? Like, do you see yourself doing this until you retire, or?
Yeah, absolutely, yeah.
Yeah.
My goals originally were to be a program director and run my own station, which is, still a goal of mine, but now that I've jumped on the morning show, it's kind of one of those things in radio, you know that you need to get to one of the two. It's either you're going to run a radio station or you're going to run the best morning show in the town, and either one of those is the one you want. And now that I have mornings and I'm on mornings, I've kind of figured this is where I kind of want to stay, and just work hard at being a great morning show. So you never know what's going to happen in the future, but definitely going to be in radio for sure.
Yeah,
I'll retire as an old geezer, still telling all my radio stories.
60 years old, you'll still be on the bounce.
Yeah, well, hopefully.
So, going back to popular radio all the time, how do you go about finding new stories to talk about on the air?
Well, a lot of things that we talk about tend to be things that people can relate to.
Yeah.
So it's either something
Makes
that...
it easier.
Yeah, absolutely. We want our listeners to be able to connect with what we're saying. We don't ever want them to, not understand why we're talking about it, or not be impacted in any way by what we're saying. So a lot of things that we talk about are something that you relate to, something that you may have already gone through in life, or something that a friend has gone through in life, or something you might even possibly go through in the future. So they could be personal stories. It could be something that's happened to me or Anna or Amateur Alex. They can also be stories that we've seen people do at the mall. If we're at the mall and somebody did something crazy, and Alex calls me up and says, "Oh my God, you're never going to believe these people are fighting over this, this, and that." And then we'll be like, "Oh, that's a great thing to talk about. Let's ask people what they would do." It could be that, or a lot of times it's also pop culture. Because the big thing with Top 40 is pop culture. So if Katy Perry is doing something and it's something that everyone can relate to, then we'll take what Katy Perry has done and turn it around and make it into a great question to ask you, and see what you would have done versus what Katy Perry did, in her situation.
So a lot of it's mostly around the community or in pop culture, whatever people can relate to.
Yeah, or even personal stories, absolutely, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And it could be personal in ways of not just ourselves. It may not be something that happened to me. It could be something that you made money. You might call me up one day or tell me on Facebook that you did something. And I was like, "Oh man, if Cody went through that, I bet a million other people went through that too. So let's use Cody's story." Or sometimes people even write us. They'll email us stories and ask us questions like, "Hey, I don't know if my boyfriend's cheating on me, but this is what he did. Can you ask your listeners what they think?" And so we'll throw their story out there. So there's plenty of ways of coming around getting the stories. It's just the idea is to keep it personal. Something that could easily be relatable.
Okay. Right on. So, what advice do you have for people coming into the radio business?
My advice, number one advice I always give anyone that's going in the radio business, don't listen to any old radio person that sits there and tells you, why are you getting a radio? You can't do this, you can't do that, because some people settle in radio and they're unhappy, and they tend to, I've always heard it, I've heard it coming up in this business. People told me, why are you doing it? There's no fun, and blah, 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 go do this, go do that, but like, radio can be anything you want to make it. It can take you to many places, and make you see many things and experience things you would never have experienced being out of radio.
Okay.
It's exactly what you want to make it. So don't listen to any negative energy coming your way from somebody that may have settled unhappy. And that's the biggest thing I always pass down to anyone that asks me about radio.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Definitely do you.
Yeah, definitely do you.
Yeah.
And I mean, it can be as big as you want it. You just got to be willing to make it that big.
Right on, yeah, for sure. So, how fun is it to do concerts and events like that?
Concerts are fun. They're always a blast. Lots of energy.
Yeah,
the
sure.
crowds are the best. There's always a sense of nervousness, believe it or not. You know, doing all the big shows, being in the business for, you know, quite some time already, it doesn't go away.
No.
Like, right before you grab that microphone and you go in front of, you know, 3,000, 5,000 people, there's a sense of nervousness going through your body.
Yeah.
But then you just get out there and you know what you're doing and you just do it. But it's awesome to be able to get in front of that crowd and get them going. You know, you got the big act coming up behind you. You're opening these people up for them, so you're getting them loud and
getting them energized.
And it's a lot of fun to know that, you know, people will respond to what you're doing. You know, so for me, it's one of the funnest things we do is to go out there, and we go out there 5, 6, 8 hours before the show, and we hang out and we interact with the listeners and we broadcast live, and it's a big thing, you know. So it's a lot of fun. I would definitely say it's one of the biggest perks of being in radio is being able to go and do a show like that.
So it definitely looks exciting after all these years.
Yeah, it's never not exciting. Well, radio, that's the best part about radio is every day it's something new.
Like you were saying, yeah.
It's never old, it's never the same, it's always new.
Yeah, that's the way to keep it, really.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Keep it new, keep it fresh.
For sure. So if you could pick any song on the bounce right now, what would be your favorite?
Mariana Stretch.
Yeah?
Yep, Fallout, and Desperate Measures. I actually have it in my CD player in the car right now, and I listen to it over and over and over.
It's funny, Amateur Alex actually said the same song.
Yeah,
Last time, Fallout, yeah.
Did he really?
Yeah.
We actually sing it in the studio. When it comes on, we'll sing it in the studio. I can see
that now.
Yeah, it gets pretty crazy.
Yeah, who's the best singer?
Anna. Anna is definitely the best singer. Funniest singer is Alex. Actual talent is Anna.
Okay.
Worst singer is me.
Alright, so at the end of every interview, I like to ask kind of like an off-topic question. Something that you like to do or a hobby or whatever. So, what do you, now that NFL's starting, I know your favorite team is the Kansas City Chiefs.
Yep.
So how do you think they're going to do this year?
Well, I always want to say they're going to do great, and
We always want to say that.
Yeah, I'll always say they're going to do great. They're going to. This is our year. This is our year. We're going to the top. But every year I'm let down. We already lost our first game. Who knows what's going to happen on Sunday? So I think you know, based off the first game, it looks like we have a great offense. Defense doesn't look that great, so I think we're going to be let down another year. I think it's going to be about 5-10 years of letdowns before we actually do something great.
I
guess I have to say we're going to do great.
There you go.
But you really know how I feel.
Well, I'm a Dolphins fan myself, so
yeah,
we're kind of in the same boat here.
Yeah.
For sure. All right, well, that's Cody with Turk from the Morning Bath on Cody's Corner. You guys all have a good one, and stay safe. Have a good one.
Thank you, Cody.
Thank you.